Nestled in the hills of Grayson Lake, it was the 2020 Greenup County Invitational at Hidden Cove Golf Course. Head coach for the Greenup County Musketeers, Brad Stoltz, says it was just nice to see the kids get a chance to get back out on the course.
This year with COVID and everything else, we ended up with 15 teams signing up. The weather wasn't looking good, so 3 of them, which were coming from like 2 to 4 hours away, did not come, so we only ended up having 12 teams, which is 60 players, which makes it a Tier 1 tournament with the KHSAA.
Frederick Douglass head coach and Ashland native Rhett Robinson says, with all the uncertainties that COVID brings, it's just nice to spend a day on the links with his team.
Yeah, it's just great to be out, especially knowing that right now we're the only sport out playing, so it's really exciting to see the high school sport that happening.
Let's jump into some of the highlights. Here we have Parker Miller from Ashland with a nice little approach shot from about 25 yards out. Runs it just past the hole. Here's Greenup County's Jaden Gordon just under the hole. He'll tap in to save it. We get Charlie Alley from Frederick Douglass. A nice approach here. Sticks it just outside the pin for about a 10-footer. Good approach there. Over to the tee box, we get Greenup County's Brady Blevins lining it up with an iron on a little dog leg left. Puts the bend, leans, wants to know is it there. He'll find himself pin high with a nice chip shot, in which he rolls it right up next to the cup. And he taps in to save par on the hole. Moving ahead, here we have a nice little flop shot from Ashland. Lands up nice close to the cup over on 16, which is where we stay put. We get a nice approach shot here from Greenup County's R.J. Veach. So he'll take a run at the flag, fly it just past. He'll have a little bit of work there left to do as he just sticks it on the back corner of the green. And we go to 16 green with Veach eyeing the putt at about a 25-footer here. As he gives it a nice roll down toward the cup. Have some work to finish up there. We stay on 16 green as Luke Watson from Frederick Douglass. He'll line up his putt and give it a roll just above the cup. He'll tap in and finish out the hole. And now Ashland's Spencer Green drops his in and picks up the shot. Over to 16 green again. We stay. Liam Ferguson, a nice little chip shot. Now we have Boone Gibson with a nice roll. Just comes up a little bit short, but good lag putt there for him. He finished it out. Drew Edwards from Frederick Douglass lining up a long lag putt from just front side of the green here on 16. Gets it down the hill and a nice run toward the cup. Tapped in to finish that one out as well. Now we get Jaden Gordon from over in the trees. Sticks this one up nice and tight after getting into trouble. Charlie Alley, the southpaw, just off the fringe. Gives a nice little bump and run down the hillside with a good run at the cup, but just comes up a little bit short. Now it's up to Parker Miller from Ashland. His chip just off the outside corner of the cup. 3 great approaches here around the green for all 3 players here in group number 2. We have Greenup County's Jaden Gordon getting himself in trouble over in the trees. A 4-foot snake here to finish things out after Parker Miller will tap things in here and reset the cup. Now Gordon, a good roll toward the cup on this one, will finish out his hole on 16. We stay at 16. The leader, Dylan Stoltz, after getting himself in some trouble, had to go a drop ball after being lost. He sticks this one right on the pin. A great approach shot there as he can step up and tap in for par. Now we have the man in second place, Connor Calhoun from Ashland. A chance to make up some ground just on the green on the bottom side of 16. Cannot get the break, and it stays just above the hole. Calhoun would like to have that one back later on. Over to 17. Calhoun lines it up and lets it rip. Big lefty puts this one out, but it stays up off the left side, leaving things wide open for leader Dylan Stoltz. And unfortunately for Stoltz, yanks it left. He finds his ball, it stays in play, and he stuck it to this point. Now a chip shot from the front of the green He gives it a good run here, almost cups it, but instead he'll finish it out. We go over to 18. Carl Space from Frederick Douglass lets one fly down the center of the fairway. He was the only one to stay there. Now Dylan Stoltz with his third shot brings it up toward the green. He just inks it on. But he's got a lot of work to do, and Connor Calhoun sitting right there ready to go. But Carl Space first to finish things up. A nice flop shot here off the left side of the green. Rolls it down just to the cup, and it just comes off. Now Stoltz for the win from about 50 feet. Rolls this one up there very nicely. He'll tap in. And now Calhoun with a chance to tie and force a playoff. A 25-footer that just comes off the edge.
Well, I walked the right on it, so I just knew I had to get back to par. As long as I made par or bogey, I knew there would either be a tie or a win, so I was fine with it either way.
Greenup County head coach Brad Stoltz said everything was fine with Dylan up through 16 until he started thinking a little too much.
Starting on 16, we started talking about it because he came off 15 and he missed a pretty short birdie putt, which would give him a bigger cushion. So as we were driving down to 16, we were talking about it, and when he stepped on 16T, he wasn't even thinking about it. And then he got up to the second shot of 16, and the wind was picking up, and there's no way you can reach 16 and 2, and he tried to hit it, and he hit it into the little out of bounds there, so he had to drop, and he ended up making par, which was big. And then coming down 17, he hits a bad drive off the tee, and he scrambles and makes par there. And then coming up 18, he did a good job. The first putt, I mean, the fact that he two-putted was really good. I think the fact that he knocked it up there to a foot, foot and a half, you know, that's a good putt from 50 feet, even if you're not only up by one. So, yeah, he hit a good putt there.
Calhoun said he had several opportunities, just could never capitalize.
I was just kind of, steady all day long. I just couldn't get any putts to fall, and then, coming down the stretch here, I was just trying to put some good shots in there, and I just couldn't get the putt here on 18 to fall. It was close, but just didn't go in.
For Frederick Douglass, it was a first.
Playing, it's early. It's only our second event, but everybody played pretty solid, and so it's great. It's our first win in 4 years of our program. It's our 4th year of the program, so it's really exciting, especially because it's close to home. I'm from Ashland.
A look at the final standings for the event finds Frederick Douglass picking up first win in program history with a 9-stroke win over Russell. Greenup County comes in third, Elliott County fourth, East Carter rounding out the top 5. Now taking a look at the individual standings, finds Greenup County's Dylan Stoltz with a 71 in his first win over Connor Calhoun from Ashland, who holds him off by 1. Carl Space from Frederick Douglass, Charlie Alley pick up third and fourth, with Christian Parker and Drew Edwards rounding out the top 5. Greenup County would like to thank the following sponsors for making this year's event a success.